Hey everyone, as I've told you before, one of the things that drives me absolutely nuts is the people that come up to me and they tell me that my success stories are too good to be true and that the house always wins. Well, today you get the real hard evidence. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my results from the NHL and the NCAA football that show you that it's completely possible to make a living off of live sports betting. Let's dive in. All right, everyone. So the first results spreadsheet that I'm sharing today is our inplayLIVE primer picks. And our primer picks are daily value wagers that I release every single morning to our private community. I track them all in this spreadsheet here, and this spreadsheet is actually something that I give away for free inside of our free training. There's a link to our free training inside of this description that you can click on and receive your very own copy of this particular spreadsheet. So right off the bat here, what we do is we track by sport, by league, by team. Then the value wager type is something that's actually reserved only for people within our private community. So I just have primer written down here. The market that I used to wager on in that particular game, the amount that I wagered, the price or the odd that I got it at, the result, 1 being wins, 0 being losses, and then the total revenue received, the profit for that particular wager, and then my running profits there. So the end result, this is about 6 weeks of data here. We're 61-50 since starting this with a win rate of 55%. Now, a lot of pregame professionals, they win at a similar rate, typically around 54 to 55%. The big difference with our value picks that we make is that our average price is 2.13 or plus 113 in American odds, whereas a lot of traditional pregame professionals, their average price is going to be 1.91 or minus 110. So total amount wagered was $55,000, but I actually started with just a few $1,000s in this account. So a lot of that total wagered amount, don't let that intimidate you because it's a lot of turnover, and the total revenue received back, the profits, and then the profit per $100, and then the unit return. So the unit return means that if you were betting $50 per unit, you would have profited $750 from just these picks in 6 weeks. So our membership fee is very, very affordable, and just these pregame picks alone more than pay for it. So within the results themselves, you can scroll through here and you can see that we have these really awesome streaks where, we win a whole bunch in a row. I think this one looks like 7 in a row there, but you're also going to see some big losing streaks as well. There's 4 losses in a row there. There's 3 losses in a row there. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but that is what our pregame selections look like, which are far less profitable than our inplayLIVE value wagers that we're making. This spreadsheet does not include our PGA picks, where we picked Matt Wolff to finish in the top 5 at the US Open at odds of 16-1. And it doesn't include our UFC picks, which have been absolutely ridiculously profitable, and we release a UFC card every single Saturday. The next spreadsheet that I want to share with all of you is what a typical live in-play value wager spreadsheet looks like over the course of a month in the NHL. So I used February 2020, which was the last regular season standard NHL month that we have on record, because after this the coronavirus hit, the league shut down, and then the next data that we have is for the playoffs, which is extremely profitable, but there's a smaller sample size because there isn't as many games. So I wanted to show you what a typical regular season month looks like. So the first thing that you're going to notice here compared to the last spreadsheet that we looked at, which of course was our pregame picks, is that we actually have a losing record. So we have 43 wins and 67 losses in the month for a total of 110 wagers. Now, the win percentage at 39% means that we need an implied odd for success of just over 2.5 or plus 150. But our average price was hit at 4.47 in decimal odds or plus 347 in American odds. Now, in this particular month, one of the reasons why I like this data so much is this was a brand new account that I opened up, and I deposited only $2,000 into it. So my initial investment was only $2,000, but my turnover, so my total amount wagered in the month, was $44,560 from that initial $2,000. But I brought in revenue of $69,588.44, bringing my profits up to over $25,000. And this is a very typical month for the NHL. This isn't an amazing month. This isn't a poor month. It's very, very typical. Now you can see that the profit per $100 wagered was just over $5,000, meaning that in this particular month, we returned over 50 units. This is very, very standard, and you'll see here that there are times where we go on losing runs. You see 5 in a row lost there. You see 3 in a row lost here. But all of those losses are more than paid for with these big wins at these odds, like I said, at an average price of 4.47 or plus 347. And that's what it's all about at inplayLIVE. It's about covering your losses and then some by hitting very strategic value wagers live in play. Okay, and the final spreadsheet that I want to share with you today is my NCAA and my NFL football spreadsheet, which is by far where I make the most profits. So where we saw a typical regular season NHL live value wager month returning me $25,000, you'll see that with NFL and NCAA, those numbers are actually small. So I've been off to a really great start. Week 3 of the NFL is about to start for me here. These are the first 2 weeks of the 2020 season. I deposited $12,000 at the start of the season, and my current balance is over $75,000. I've returned $63,726.93 in just 2 weeks of American football, which obviously is really, really crazy and incredible results. And some people think this is way too good to be true. But all you have to do is check in with a few of our members, because I actually live stream to the inplayLIVE private community so that all of our members are taking these wagers as well. We have a number of members that are up over 100 units themselves in just these 2 weeks. So my personal unit return has been just over 127 units. And if you're wagering $100, you're up over $12,000. Again, $50, you're up over $6,000 in just a couple of weeks. And that's just from these live wagers. This excludes our primer picks, our UFC, our PGA, etc. So anyways, I hope this gave a little bit of validity. I know how aggressive the numbers look, but this is truly the results that I have personally. So I hope you learned a few things. Click the like button and subscribe. We're going to be keeping this content coming up on a regular basis. So there you have it, folks. There's some of my results, and these aren't even my best results. They're just some standard month-to-month and week-to-week performances. So I hope you've really seen the success that can be had when it comes to the world of sports betting. Cheers.